you've ever seen the movie Cars, this is about as close as you're gonna come to Mater the tow truck, and we just bought it. This truck is cool.
Remember that bad feeling?
Yeah, I know it.
Oh, you're good then. You're good.
The truck is stuck. Richard's trying to jack it up to release it from the flatbed. There. All right.
There's nothing like old trucks. And this one is old. This is a 1953 Chevy tow truck. Very, very unique. And the fact that it survived all these years is amazing. We don't know when this was last run. What we do know is it's a survivor from many years of neglect, and it most recently was used as a prop at a restaurant. This thing sat outside the restaurant. Unfortunately, we love the restaurant. We used to see this all the time. Unfortunately, it closed, so we had the opportunity to pick it up. So let's take a look very quickly at what this thing is. It's got flat tires all over the place, as you can imagine. But it's relatively solid. Yes, there's a dent here, but look at that. Completely solid. Running board. You know, when I was younger up north, we had lots of GMCs from the 50s. The running boards always rotted off up north. This one isn't. It's got broken West Coast mirrors that looks like they were made out of pipe. That's a neat little touch. Of course, this incredible logo on both doors. Come on inside. These seats are actually in pretty good shape. I have no idea what these are out of. Obviously not original to the truck. But inside, it's bare bones Chevrolet. No radio. It did have a heater of some type. Very rudimentary. 4-speed on the floor. Here's the starter button. This might have been the last year or the second to last year for the starter button. There's no cap on the master cylinder. That's great. That's just great. Check this out. That is a voltage regulator cover. Must have been sitting here on the floor for years. There's all kinds of bolts on the floor here, big ones. No idea what they're for. A couple of old belts. There's a generator in here. Old gas filter.
So there's some stuff under the seat too. Maybe the rim for the light outside?
Maybe. Well, it is a headlight bucket and a rim.
Oh, is that the Chevy logo?
The Chevy logo.
Do you see it?
Oh, what is this? No, that's a windshield wiper.
Oh darn, I got excited.
Some kind of hub. There's a lot of parts in here that we'll go through, including the master cylinder floor cover.
So I noticed there's a lot of stuff behind the seats. You got to take some of that out.
Okay.
Right now I'm seeing a boot right there.
A boot? Oh, yeah. Ooh, fancy cowboy boot. That's very fancy. I think this might be a woman's boot.
It may be.
Yeah. Yep.
Don't be scared. Just reach on back there and get some stuff. Oh, I think there's an actual light back there behind that seat that looks like it's still together.
Oh.
Oh, they're not even bolted in?
Doesn't appear to be.
Okay.
Oh, check out these lights.
No, that's the reason I wanted it. They came with the truck.
We got to find out how to plug those in. That would be super cool. Okay, so we do have a headlight in here. Complete. We have a mirror that doesn't go to this truck.
Oh no, turn that over. What does that say?
Woo-hoo, I found my hood.
I have no idea why that's in here.
Is that from maybe the Cars movie or something?
That looks really old. I don't know.
It does look really old.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, gas tank is still here. And assorted other junk. Okay, let's look at the back.
Hold on. Not so fast.
What?
There's more stuff back here, so now you have to get this stuff.
Oh, cool. We've got
Oh, wow.
a muffler for a lawnmower, a few sockets, spark plug. What's this? Oh, look at that. Not for this though. And a 12-volt drop light. That's pretty neat.
Oh, wow.
Yep. With the cage.
Hmm.
We'll actually use that. That's good if you break down on the road. And look at this, a Dracula steak.
Getting close to Halloween.
Yeah, Dracula steak.
Wow.
License plate. Here Comes Trouble. 1984. Look at that. Fashion plate in
wow.
Peabody, Mass. 1984. It's quite possible this was on the road in 84. What's the title say? 91?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got some other stuff in here.
Yeah, look under the seat.
Oh, look at that.
Is that for this?
I think it is. Let's
Oh,
see.
wow.
I think it is.
Perfect.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Yes. That is super cool, and it's in really good shape.
It is.
Yay. That was worth the price. Not really.
Is there anything else under there?
Yeah, we got something. No, that's just a piece of wood. I was hoping it wasn't a mousetrap. I think that's it. The floors in here are not terrible. They're not great, but they're not terrible. Certainly had plenty of vehicles in this yard right now with worse. So this truck belonged to a company in Nashville, a towing company named Martin Towing. They owned it forever, and they're still in business to this day in Nashville. But you can see that the body is not homemade. It's a pro body, and it was made by these guys. What does that say? Stringfellow?
I think
Nashville,
so.
Tennessee?
Yeah.
I think that says Stringfellow. Nashville, Tennessee. And it's a neat rig. And it's been modified over the years. This crazy bumper extension. It's got a pintle hook, a ball hitch, and a ball hitch in the middle for like a gooseneck. Can you imagine what all this thing weighs? Let's take a look under the hood. The hood stays up on its own. That must be the original color, huh? The green. For these old 50s trucks, that green is my favorite color. It's, I guess, a 216? Maybe a 235? It's got these clips on it. Viewers, if you don't know what people did with those, these were on here to try to prevent vapor lock. The idea was they dissipate the heat from the gas line. I don't know whether they ever worked or not. If you had it work for you, please comment. You know, the fuel pump here, it doesn't look, oh, well, I was going to say it doesn't look that old, but it's not even held together. But it doesn't look awful. Where's the dipstick? Pretty bad. Let me do another pull. Pretty bad, but doesn't look like there's water in it. Yeah, I mean it drips. Smells like old oil. Doesn't smell like gas. Whole bunch of different manufacturers of spark plug wires. 1 style, 2 style, 3 style. There's 3 different styles of plug wires on this thing. 4 styles if you count the coil wire. Oh wow, this coil is just sitting here. Huh, that's funny. Is this thing 12 volt? Well, it's got a generator. It doesn't mean it's 6 volt just because it has a generator. That looks real good. I don't know, viewers, if you can see in there, but it looks really good. Too good, really, for an old rig like this. Completely dry, as you would imagine. kind of dirty, but not scaly. So far, I'm liking it. It does have an oil filter, and it's got later model hoses. I like that. We can't check if it's seized because there's no belt on it, on the water pump. Oh, well, the water pump is seized. Look at that. That water pump is totally seized. Okay, we're gonna have to take care of that. Look at that funky.
Yeah, there was nothing covering the carb.
No, unfortunately.
Is that the horn?
Yeah, that's the horn. That looks like a 6-volt horn too. And this might still be 6 volts.
It still has the...
Yeah, the cloth colored wires here.
It does.
Yeah, the whole wiring is this. I bet this is still 6 volts. We got a new grill with it. Not new, but you know, a really nice old straight 53 grill. Because this one's just shot. We also got a fender that's in much better shape than this one. So very cool bennies there with this thing. The bumper is straight, not factory. I don't know where this bumper came from, but it's super straight.
So my question is, and they're going to ask, what are we planning on doing with this?
What do we do with everything? What are we going to do with this? Well, here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to obviously get it running, but I think this would be cool to get on the road. And before y'all think, you know, I'm crazy and it's too much money, it might not be. Let's for argument's sake, let's say get it running and the transmission's okay and it moves and stuff. Yes, the tires are going to cost some money, but we don't have to go new. We can put used tires on this thing, and we'll put the grill and the fender, and this would be great for parades and stuff. It'd be fantastic. Car shows.
Are you talking for us?
For anybody.
Oh, okay.
For anybody. I mean, I don't see us, I don't know. I don't see us keeping this long term. I see us getting it running and stuff and maybe passing it on. We've got enough rigs, but we'll see. We'll see. That's the adventure here. We don't know what we're getting into. We never do.
I had asked what that was about. It's just looks like sand in that one area. It's not inside. And they had this parked close to the street as decoration, and she said that was just dust and gravel that had been blown up from the street. Now, you wanted to tell them something about the winch.
Yeah, as with all old tow trucks, this thing has a really cool winch. Look at the size of this cable. And it's all intact, but what is not intact is the driver for the winch. So right here, you see that gear? That gear connects to something to drive the winch. And a guy who looked at this told me it's supposed to be driven off the PTO. We'll see if that's the case or not.
Let's check the gas.
Yeah, let's check this out. Yeah, it smells pretty bad, as you would imagine.
No dirt daubers or washed or anything.
Nope, and no, look at no rust. That's a really good sign. This cap seals really tight. Who knows? This tank might be usable. That would be neat.
What is that?
That's the brakes. I'm shocked that it's actually moving, but with that master cylinder cap off, I wonder if the piston is just stuck all the way down, so we're just getting some free movement.
What about
the clutch?
Yeah.
Whoa! Yeah, the clutch works.
The whole truck almost rode
Clutch works good.
into the shop again. I can't exactly see what that says, but I'll go inside and take a better look and maybe we'll see what the mileage is.
So this vehicle is a little different in that we have no clue how long it's been since it ran. So where we start is basically starting with troubleshooting. Let's take a look at the cylinders themselves. Let's see if it's seized, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, I got the chain wrench on it because you can't, there's no bolt to put a ratchet on, and there's nothing really to grab for the plumber's wrench. So let's see what we get. It's pretty tight. Keep on pulling. Oh yeah, it's not seized. It is not seized. Look at that. Beautiful. Well, I hear That's an odd noise, isn't it?
Mm.
Come over this side.
Oh, I can hear it.
Huh. I don't know what that is. It's not the water pump because it's not connected. Well, what I'm going to do is go around 2 times.
It sounds like it's coming from the back.
It does, yeah. I wonder if maybe the starter is jammed into the flywheel or something.
It's moving.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're seeing there, viewers, is the starter is spinning as we turn the engine. So the starter is jammed into the flywheel. That stinks. So this is a new one. Watch this. I pull it up. The starter gear, I think, is just pulling the engine back the other way. I've not seen that one before. So this starter is making going around twice very difficult. So I'm going to hit it and see if I can get it to snap back. By the way, this band is missing. We didn't take that off. It just happens to be missing, and is probably a contributing factor why this starter is stuck. All right, let's see if this works any better. Yeah, that's better. The squeak is gone.
The squeak is gone.
Yeah, it's still pushing back on me, but now I'm thinking that's compression. See that?
You want to take the plugs out?
Yeah. See that?
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it.
You can hear it, yeah. It sounds like air now.
Okay, but the starter's good. So here's what we did to the starter. I found that the foot switch, which comes down through this rod, was stuck down. So I got the foot switch unstuck and just tapped this a little bit, and it appears to have freed up the starter. So that's good news. Looks like we're going to move over to just replacing the plugs first. We've got the first plug out. It's an AC46. That's an old plug. But it looks okay. Plenty of carbon, but not worn. Be interesting to see what that gap is.
It looks really small, doesn't it?
It does look very tight, but that may just be my eyes. But check this out. Here's something else interesting I found. 2 things. First, because the coil's not bolted here, those bolts are missing. I'm almost positive that will make an oil leak. I'm pretty sure on these go into the oil galley for some crazy reason. So, did it ever run with that coil removed? I don't know. If it did, it leaked oil, for sure. So that tells me that this coil might have been put in and someone tried to start it and never did, because they would have put those bolts back in. The second thing is, I see that this lifter cover comes all the way up to the valve cover. That usually means 216, not 235. So this might not be a 235 like I thought. Plugs all look good. One of them had a little bit of oil. That's number 5, but it's slight. But number 2 has a gap of only 20. So we've got to address that. That's too tight. All the rest are at 32. I think 30 is correct, but 32 will work. So I'm going to leave them at that. All right, let's see if this bounces back now. It does. It does. Oh, you know what? This thing's in gear.
Oh. So it wouldn't roll back?
It's in gear, so that's the transmission doing that. That's better. So this is a great example. I make mistakes all the time. You know, if you're ever intimidated by doing something like getting an old vehicle running, don't be. Mistakes are made. So that's good now. Got the plugs out anyway, and we heard a little compression, so that's great. Now we're going to go around twice. All right, we have been around twice. It's never fun using these things in confined spaces, but we've been around twice, no problems at all. Not sure why the transmission popped back into gear there. We're going to have to investigate that later, but that part's done. Christina put Creoil in the cylinders. Let's take a quick look with the scope, see what we're dealing with, and then we'll take it from there. See this right here? That's not supposed to be like that. It almost looks like there's a hole in the piston. All of the cylinders look good except number 2. Something odd is in there, but it might just be a pile of carbon that looks like a damaged piston. We won't know till we run a compression test, but other than that, the rest look fine. And if in fact number 2 is bad, that's the one that had the small gap, interestingly enough. So that could lead to carbon. Could also lead to something hitting the plug, but I don't see any evidence of that. We'll find out. We're going to turn this thing over soon, or at least attempt to. And I don't want to pump gas into this carb, assuming that the fuel pump's working. So I'm just going to disconnect it for now. If it's working, we'll know it because gas will come out. So I'm trying to determine if this thing has been converted to negative ground. And there aren't many ways to tell, but one of which is how the coil's wired. And you can see, maybe you can't see, but this is a 12-volt coil. It says that right there. And this is the negative side of the coil, which is wired into the distributor. So right now, this is not wired to be positive ground, because this is the plus side here, and it's going to battery voltage. So that does not mean this was converted. It means whomever dropped that coil into place hooked it up that way. So I'm going to check the battery connections next. All right, here's the cables.
Are there any, oh, there's one.
Yeah, there's 3 cables actually.
I wonder if that's because it was a wrecker.
No, well, maybe. But this one looks to be ground and it's red. See that? That is...
Look how crappy that one looks.
Yeah. But this one is, I think, the one going to the starter, and it's black. See that?
Yeah.
So I'm going to surmise that this is still positive ground and someone wired up the coil wrong.
Look behind that piece of wood. Do you see those keys?
Oh, wow. 2 sets.
Are those the keys to the truck?
No.
Pull them out here.
Got a Ford key, 2 Ford keys, GM key. I don't know what that's to. Or that. There's 2 possibilities that might fit this one and this one. Let's see. Let's try this one. No, it doesn't even go in. Try this one.
Not looking good from here.
No, no sale. Back to the battery.
So it does appear that that cable is red too.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is still positive ground, so I'm going to rewire that coil to be positive ground. There's another way I use to try to see if it's positive ground or not. You take the cable and you see which side it fits, because they're different size. That easily fits on negative. It fits on positive, but not as well. Let's take a look at this one. This one doesn't have enough reach, but it's clearly a larger hole. So I'm pretty confident that this thing is positive ground.
That's whatever you just touched again.
Why?
Because this gauge is actually moving on here.
Okay. Which gauge is it?
I can't read it. I know, that's funny, isn't it? What does it say?
Amps.
No, I think it says gasoline.
Okay, then we definitely don't want that.
Can you
hooked
touch
up.
that again so I can see if anything else moves?
I don't want to burn it up.
Just touch it. Yeah, that's gasoline.
What the hell was that noise?
Yeah, that sounded like it tried to... Oh yeah, I heard something sparking outside. Hold on. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I don't hear it out here anymore.
I don't want to burn out the gas gauge.
I didn't even know that could do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
What an odd thing to move. Nothing else did.
So we have to disconnect this whole vehicle except for the starter.
Well, at least we know that those gauges probably work.
And we know that this was never converted.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was never converted to 12 volts. The way that gauge is snapping, it's supposed to go like this if there's an open in the circuit to the tank, it should go up like that gradually and hit full. That's snapping. That's not right. So this thing, 6-volt positive ground.
So I wanted to let you know that last night I went in and looked at the footage that we did, and I zoomed in on the mileage, and it said 89,454 miles. Oh, 0.9. So that's maybe the mileage on this.
So now we've disconnected the entire rig from voltage except the starter. So all I'm going to do now is hook the battery up and press the starter button, see what happens. Let's see what happens.
Hey.
Beautiful.
Hey.
Look at that.
I was not expecting that to work. With the band off and everything, I just
Yeah.
thought, well, you know, let's just hope that it doesn't stop.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay, let's put a compression gauge on number 2 and see what we get.
Okay. It's almost 120.
All right.
I think you're good.
Yeah,
but
you
now,
can tell.
but now you know I'm curious and I want to know what the others are.
We can do the others.
This is number 3. It's a little over 120, so maybe 121.
Okay. Woohoo!
All right, here we go. Number 4. About 119. Okay, number 5. Let's see what we get. Yeah, babe.
What you got?
120.
120.
Yeah. Insane. Number 6. You know, that one's probably the highest so far.
What is it?
I don't know, maybe 125?
Wow.
I'm not sure how to read those marks.
That would be, that's 129.
29?
Yeah.
So we left number 1 to last. It was really hard to get it threaded in, but we did, so let's see what we have. This is good so far. All right, so here's what we got. 129, 118, 120, 119, 120, 129.
That's beautiful. This thing's gonna run.
It's gonna, you know, you might have jinxed us. Why did you say that?
It's gonna run. I can't vouch for the rods, and the mains, but it's gonna run.
Okay, so I wanted to give you a rundown on the letters in the back. I know a lot of people look for those. So that's an L, CT cab over there. And then I'm going to go to the other side and show you something that I haven't seen before. So it looks like someone has carved in 112 and then the hashtag or number sign. Maybe this was Chuck 112, or maybe it was something somebody did at the factory. I don't know. If you know, put it in the comments for us. I'm kind of interested. So you got the plugs back in.
Yeah.
And you're trying to assess the plugs as you put them back in.
Yeah. The wires.
The wires, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, because we noticed yesterday there
I'll
were,
have to
did you say
replace
3
them.
different kinds?
Yeah, there's 3 different kinds of wires on this, and some of them newer than others, but none of them new. So you may be asking, why don't you replace them all? I will, if it runs. So all I'm going to do here is swap these. This one's a spade, but the other one's an eye, so that nut has to come off. But I'm just going to swap them to go back to positive ground. It would run either way, but it's not right. Coil's rewired. Skibbit is next.
I always like looking underneath this cap.
Yeah. It's a good quality cap, but look at that button.
Yeah, the one in the, is it gone?
Yeah, it's worn
I don't
out.
even see it.
It is worn out.
Huh.
Yeah.
What else is on?
Let's check the rotor. The rotor's old. Not too bad, just old. The points and condenser look okay.
Yeah, they don't look that old, do they?
No, not too old, no.
It's not as dirty as I normally see in there.
Nope.
Well, it could be good.
Yeah, let's clean those points and check this cap out better. Alright, time to clean the points. My points file here. I'm sure they're going to be very dirty. They are. There's the corrosion right here.
The sun might be
And right
blocking
there,
it.
yeah.
Now let me ask you this. Have you checked to see if there's any play in there or anything
Not
like
yet.
that?
Let's see. No.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, no real noticeable play in the shaft. That's real good. That is real good. All right, next I'm going to use contact cleaner to clean up the points, just to get the dust and residue off that I just created. I'm going to hook up my ignition, which is here.
Is the battery hooked up?
I believe so, yeah. Okay, that's a good sign. Yeah, that's a good sign. Let me hold these open. Yep, beautiful. That was like the easiest points cleaning job I've had in a while.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Do you know that sediment bowl that you saw last night? And then, so I was following the line and it's still hooked up to that. And then it goes over to where they put that newer filter on.
Yeah.
Why would you have both on there like that?
Because this actually is not a sediment bowl, it's a gas filter. And the
okay.
filter is it missing or is it here? It's here, but it's pretty crappy. So I'm not sure what they thought they were doing, but so this needs to go back on.
I was going to say, is gas still going to go through that one and then go up to the top and go to the other one?
And this one's full of dirt, absolutely full. So we got to clean that out. I'm glad you pointed that out, because that has to be cleaned.
Oh, well, I was just wondering, because it seemed like since it wasn't connected, that gas would come out.
If the fuel pump's working, gas is going to come through there. And they're going to pick up all kinds of nonsense.
I wonder why they did that. Did they just, is it tough to, well, no, let me ask you this. Where they put that newer connection over here, that newer filter, could they have just replaced that one with the newer filter?
Yeah, that's what they were attempting to do. That's what they're attempting to, rather than try to find an element for this. But why this was loose, that I don't get. Because it's easy to attach, but it wasn't attached. We got good spark at the points, so the rotor's going back in, the cap's going back on, and we're going to put the spark checker in and see if we get spark to the plugs.
Yeah, it's not very strong, but yeah.
Beautiful. That's spinning fast. It's just dust. Like the Sahara in here.
Got it.
This wire is what's left of the throttle cable. The throttle cable comes down like this and connects to the gas pedal and is held on by a fitting on the other side of the throttle cable. The throttle cable's broken, the fitting's gone. So that's going to have to get addressed before this thing moves, assuming it runs. Fuel's hooked up. Do we think for 1 second the float's going to be free? Not really.
Yeah, I mean, I would just hit it with a hammer regardless. Oh, and we have a lead on Tidwell's Tire, not far from here. They have 2 front tires that'll fit this.
16.5 supposedly.
They're used, but hey.
Okay. I can't find my squirt bottle again. This is the second video in a row. So I'm going to try to fill the bowl with this thing.
It was good luck on the last 216 you worked on.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's working.
Yeah, it is. I can see it from here. All right, so I'm probably going to put the camera on a stand and I'm going to go inside so I can hit that button.
Yep.
Okay.
I gotta get a socket on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, first try, right size.
So we decided, or I should say Richard decided that we're going to stop and just check real quick to see if there's any water that might come out just as a precaution. And he had mentioned that earlier. But sometimes you don't remember everything when you should. Okay.
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. So Richard said he's not sure. Is that more water?
Yeah.
Oh no. Hold on, let me see if I can get a better view. That's better.
Yeah, this is really bad.
You know, I gotta say, I'm shocked that thing wasn't seized.
Me too.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm surprised, A, it's not seized, B, it's got such good compression.
True.
Look at all that water. It's only now coming out as oil.
And you know, another thing is we looked down in those cylinders and there was no rust.
Nope.
This is very strange.
I would say we caught this at a good time.
Well, I think you are 100% correct on that.
The good thing is there's not more gunk coming out. It appears to have been at the bottom.
Did you put the screwdriver up in there and kind of swirl it around? Do you think anything else is going to come out like that?
I don't, based on what I see, I don't think so. But
So is that
try.
all that's in there?
Huh?
There's nothing else in there.
What do you mean? There's only oil coming out now, nothing else.
Well, okay, I can see it now. I think you might have to put the plug in there so we can go get another oil pan because it's almost full.
It's fine. So, how many will it runs have you guys all seen where someone just jumps in and starts cranking it over? This is why you don't do that. This is why you need all that prep. There was no indication there was water in that oil. And look at how much was in there. Maybe a gallon, at least 3 quarts.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do now is the drain plug's back in. We're going to put some ATF in it. And we're going to leave the transmission fluid in there for a bit. See if it'll dissolve some of the junk that's in there. But there's not much in there. Once the initial gook was through, not much came out.
Yeah. Now, just so you know, we recycled the cat litter container. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not pouring cat litter in here.
Yeah.
This is just recycled ATF.
So I asked Richard if he had spilled any oil when he was putting it in there. I don't know if you guys can see that. Do you see it, hon?
Yeah.
Where is that coming from?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
I can see it kind of flowing right now since you put that diesel in there.
It must
Honestly,
be coming out of the valve cover.
it has to be.
Must
But
be the valve cover.
yes, I can see it now. The sun's blocking it, but it is. You know why? I bet you because this truck is on a hill and it's going.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. Oh, I hear something going down. But
Yeah.
we are losing a lot because we have this truck pointing that way. Well, I mean, I guess that means that it wasn't, the seal's not very tight though.
Right.
Oh, now I see it in the front, babe, right here, now that I'm looking. Well, heck, how much is going down there?
All right, so we've got a mix of diesel and ATF in the engine. We've decided to just let it sit overnight. So if there's anything in there, it'll get dissolved. There's no sense rushing this. This engine is in too good a condition and we want to take our time with it. I want to pull both front tires to see if I can reseat them. They're not in the best shape, but I think they'll hold air. If only they can be reseated and maybe change the valve stems. We'll see. It's certainly worth a try. Boy, that one was stuck on there. So I got both tires straightened out. I was not able to do these myself, so I went to this local place, GC and Terry's Tire, and they are awesome. Honest, good people, don't charge an arm and a leg, and I can always depend on their service. Done. Looks great to be back up in the air on 2 tires with air. One of them was leaking around the wheel weight. The other one was leaking in the valve stem. If you know what these plates are for, put something in the comments, please. I don't know what they're for. I don't think they're factory. The tire shop guy said one of these wheels was a Ford wheel. Maybe that's what these are for, is to hold all kinds of different manufacturer wheels on. But I've never seen them before.
Okay guys, we are back at it, so wish us luck.
Dangerous.
So you're going to drain what we have let sit in there for a few days. And then we're going to go from there.
Yeah, there's some junk coming out. Not too bad,
Yeah.
but definitely initially there was a little.
Oh, well, I would think that would be expected.
It is, for sure. That's why we did it. And it's still very black, very brown. Not very red, given its transmission fluid. Now it's getting red. So while I'm under here, I'm looking at the draft tube.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty rusty inside.
Do you think that's how it got in?
I can't think of another explanation for how the water would have gotten in except that draft tube.
So I wanted to bring you guys out and show you the additional grill that they included. You know, not perfect, but way better than what we have. Get the background for you. I also threw that one in for free. So, oh, that was nice. And then here's the fender. Again, not perfect. It does have, you know, an area there, but compared to the one that's on there, this one is so much better.
So we've decided to pull the valve cover. 2 reasons. First is the gasket's leaking so much that when we put oil in it, it's going to drip all over the place. Second is we might as well to see the condition of the valve train. Looking through the hole, I can see that it looks fine, but I can also see that the valves have been adjusted at least once, probably a few times, which is also fine. And I'll show you why I know that. Oh, no wonder why the gasket leaks so much.
It fell off.
This piece is missing.
I mean, it's dirty in there, but
Yep.
I mean,
Yep, it's dirty, but it's not terrible.
no.
So I said earlier, how do I know that the valves have been adjusted? And you can see the edges of these nuts have some wear on them.
Mm-hmm.
That means that they've had wrenches on them that have slipped. This one in particular is supposed to be a flared connection inside the oil thing, and it's not. So this whole assembly's been off.
Not surprised.
No, maybe the whole head's been off. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
But this is one of the reasons it's leaking. This gasket's gone, completely gone.
Yeah, it was leaking up front here over in
Yeah,
the corner.
there
and
and
back
there. And it's just had it.
Yeah, but I mean, at least we don't see any rust. That's really what we were checking for. Was there some weirdness under here that we didn't know about because of the water? But I don't see anything.
Well, here's a question for the viewers. How did the water get in here?
Yeah, we have a lot of ideas.
It didn't get in through the carburetor because the cylinders are completely dry and rust-free. So how did it get in here? And I'm thinking it got in here through the draft tube. That's my only explanation. That the draft tube here goes pretty low and that this was probably in a current of water at some point in the past and it filled up with water. I can't think of any other way. We're putting the oil in. We've got to use this tiny little funnel because we need to put it in a drain back hole. So I'll see you tomorrow. It's going to take a long time.
17 minutes later, you're putting a little more in. You said that the gallon wasn't enough, correct?
Yeah, it wasn't. It was still a little bit less. I know it's on a hill, but it was still a little too low. These engines are super sensitive to oil level because they're splash oiling. All right, we're going to check the valve movement. I'm going to go inside and hit the switch, and Christina's going to watch.
Everything's moving.
Okay.
I think you're fine.
Okay. Good. So we're going to put the valve cover back on. We've got former gasket around the edges, so then we can move on to trying to start this thing. The water pump is still frozen. I want to see if this will fire. I'm not going to be able to run it very long with nothing in the block, so I'm going to attempt to pour some coolant right into the block, assuming there's no thermostat. If there is, I'll have to try a different method. It's really bad. Man. Looks okay.
Okay.
Looks okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised.
Me too.
You too? Oh, are you putting your leg in the middle of that again?
It is going down. Is it leaking out anywhere around the hose? No.
Not over
Well,
here.
maybe it's got a thermostat, but its thermostat's not sealing well.
So you took the hose off. Can you see it in there? It looks like it's bubbling down.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see if I can push it open. There it goes.
It's just had a tiny bit left. You're going to put it in there so we can see if it leaks out the bottom or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
No, I don't either. That's good.
Yep.
Very nice.
The time has come. Let's see if this thing starts. Christina's going to work the starter button. I'm going to work the throttle and the carburetor. And hopefully we get it to kick. That'll be the first goal. Let's see if it'll just kick. Yeah, okay, good. The ignition's working. Give it a shot of gas. Boy, this new squirt bottle leaves something to be desired. Okay, go ahead.
No, but I'll tell you, there was a spark at the battery.
Yeah, the battery needs to be.
You need to clean it
Which
again.
terminal?
Where you had the blue thing hooked up. We need to clean that or anything.
No, find out in a minute. Try it again. Hold it. Hold it. Okay. I don't know because I can't see the spark checker. I mean, it clearly had spark to start. I don't know if it lost it. We need a third person here. Is what we need. All right, I might be able to see the spark checker from there. Okay, try it. Let me check the spark.
Okay.
Yeah, we got spark. No, we got spark, so try that.
Well, no, it was not too easy. We did an insane amount of prep work.
We did.
So, no.
We did.
Oh, I hate all that oil is making such a...
No, it's actually the coolant. See the coolant's leaking out of here?
Oh, and that's what it is.
The exhaust.
Okay.
That's not oil.
Wow. It sounded like it was definitely hitting all six, too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes. What
Very
a sweet
nice.
sound.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Now we gotta do some more work.
We gotta get a water pump for this thing ASAP and get this tire fixed again.
Yeah, well, we didn't really talk about it because I know you probably took some footage when I wasn't here the other day.
I did. This tire, the tire guy tried his best, but it's just too short. It keeps leaking around the rim. He tried everything, so it's gonna have to go. It's too small anyway. I'm not sure where these tires and wheels came from, but these tires aren't right.
Yeah.
I'll take care of that.
So, listen, by the way, tell them the story about the guy at the tire truck. I mean, not the tire truck, but the truck. Yeah, the tire place.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to leave, and he says, "Hey, you look familiar." You look like that guy on YouTube. It's like, what guy is that? You know, he's tall and skinny, and he works on old cars, and he lives in Tennessee, and his wife sometimes helps him, and it's like, yeah, that's me. So that was great. Yeah, he's been watching us for years, and he got a t-shirt out of me. Good guy, very good guy, and very knowledgeable at his craft. All right, let's take it to the next step.
All right.
Incredible as it sounds, I got the water pump freed up. Incredible. Now the bearing doesn't sound good, but to run it for a while, it should do.
Oh, it's coming out a little bit. Yeah.
We don't want that.
I know, it wasn't much.
We don't want that.
And we got this piece of cardboard to put down and try to get in there so we could see if we had any leaks. So that was coolant, but we spilled that. And then Richard said he's not sure if that's transmission or if it's oil leaking from where the gasket isn't, 100%. So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that.
The leaks have stopped. It was this hose. We got this hose out of Lou, and it fits. The water pump is hooked up. The generator, the bracket for the generator is actually missing. So I'm not sure if this belt situation is going to work, but it appears to be tight the way I have it. We'll see. I'd like to run it a few minutes, check the oil pressure, check that the water pump's actually pumping, because just because it's free now doesn't mean it's going to pump. Go ahead.
Oh, we're not getting anything. You might need to check this battery again. I know, we probably should have changed off that. Let's see if that works. No. Why? No. Well, I wonder. No.
Getting a connection here.
Yeah, I hear a little like click, click, click spark.
A little shack ahead.
Oh, no. No! There's something wrong.
I don't think you're pushing it hard enough.
Well, I got it started last time, babe. Look, all my weight is on there. See, it's not me.
Yeah, something's...
Did you hear that little click?
No, I'm just hearing you.
How did you like that part where he said, ooh, I got one of my hairs in here already. How did you like that part where he said that because it wouldn't start, it must be Christina error?
You could put on it.
Okay. He's hitting the starter and I'm pushing as hard as I can on the button, but it's still not working. Huh?
Put on it, please. You don't have to hurt your foot pressing it.
Well, I'm trying to press it as hard as I can.
Nothing. Zero connect. Oh, okay. Cut it.
That's where I told you that it was having a sound and sparking. I did say something. Twice. Maybe 3 times.
Works just fine, and then it just plain quits.
Yeah.
That's a bad connection.
See,
You're like, how can it be a bad connection? It was just working perfectly. It can.
so you're cleaning it a little bit more.
Yeah.
And you said it was kind of loose too.
It was loose. Is my camera running?
Yeah, it's running.
All right. One replaced the battery connection, cleaned up the other. I should have checked that. I thought they were clean, but they were clean at the battery, not at the cable. So that's all done. I think we're good. Gonna hook up the ignition. Gas is on already. Give it a roll. Give it a whirl.
Alright, I'm gonna watch and see if any of these move. Wait, the gasoline he said wouldn't move, but the other ones moved. Did we see this? You ready to do it again?
I didn't turn up the idle just a air. Okay, go ahead.
Huh.
That's odd.
Is it the battery?
All right.
I know.
The gauges.
I'm watching. So far, I don't see anything. Oh, I can see them.
Yeah, that's good. You got oil pressure there. See how it's moving? Give it gas. I bet it'll move.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say.
Oh, I did. Oh, yeah, I see it moving now.
Okay, let's crank it again. It's easy.
Oh, that was
Probably
fast.
The accelerator pump is bad. It's easy to stall. But if I'll give it gas and you'll see it move.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I saw it.
Beautiful. What's the temp at?
You can tell it's so rusty in there.
That may or may not be working. This hasn't been running long enough to heat up. We may have missed some footage there with my phone, but basically what we did was clean the battery cables up, replace the connection, and it fired right back up, and it's idling. It's starting to get warm. It should open up soon.
Let me see if the gauge has moved inside yet. It has moved a teeny tiny bit. A little tiny bit.
It might be working then. We'll give it another minute.
Yeah, I really can't think of any reason not to let it idle.
I think the thermostat's open. Yeah. Yep. Thermostat's open. Woohoo. Yeah. Unbelievable. All right, just for the heck of it, I'm going to try the clutch.
Oh, let me stand back. I hope it doesn't go crashing into the shop.
That's working.
Is it working? I didn't see anything move out here, I don't think. All right.
Oh yeah, it's open now. It's open now.
All right.
Unreal.
Yeah. We're gonna have to come back to you.
Red tires, you can take it for a ride.
Since we had the truck running, let me see if I can get in there. I decided to look again for leaks, and it seems to be maybe it's transmission and oil, but there's a lot more than there was before. You see
It's
it?
nothing to worry about. Yeah, whatever that is, it's nothing to worry about. We ran this thing good 6 minutes. That's all that came out.
You all have to see this. It starts that easy.
That's hard to start,
insane.
man.
Oh my gosh. Here, let me get out.
I mean, I'd like to use some Berryman or the Rev Up tune-up or something.
No, don't.
And I don't need to. I
No.
don't need to do anything. Nothing's leaking. Look at the valve cover's all sealed. Not leaking at all. Coolant's flowing. This is incredible. Absolutely incredible. It's running for a while now. We're just going to shut it down. This has been super fun. How far should we take this thing? I've got some ideas for the next video on this guy. Get the brakes working. Obviously change that tire, change this tire, get it driving around. And Christina really wants to see that boom assembly work. I'm going to need to give that some thought because I believe it's PTO driven and the pieces are missing. but I have a couple of ideas of how I might be able to do it in a different way. But let us know in the comments what you think of this and what you think we should do with it as our next steps. Thank you so much for watching. This is an unbelievable truck. It runs incredible. It's got just an incredible history to it, and we just love it. There's got to be more in store for this thing. Thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't, and like the video if you do like it. That helps us out a lot. Thanks again. Have a great day.